Donald Trump has formally been nominated as the U.S. Republican Party's presidential candidate. This was at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. Trump made his first public appearance there after the attempt on his life. The 77-year-old's right ear got shot during a campaign rally in Pennsylvania over the weekend. Trump appeared at the convention with a bandaged ear and received a hero's welcome. Donald Trump has picked J.D. Vance as his vice presidential candidate. Vance is a senator from the state of Ohio and is a Trump critic turned supporter. He has backed Trump's stance on immigration and abortion and also supports Trump's America First movement. U.S. President Joe Biden has committed to taking part in a second presidential debate against his Republican opponent, Donald Trump. Biden pledged to meet Trump for the second debate in September. The decision follows heavy criticism of Biden for his performance in their previous encounter last month. The US and Armenia are holding joint military exercises in Armenia until July 24th. The exercises, named Eagle Partner 2024, will focus on peacekeeping missions. The drills are being conducted amid Armenia's strained ties with Russia. Ties soured between the two allies due to perceived Russian failures in defending Armenia against Azerbaijan. Earlier, Armenia took part in the NATO summit in Washington, marking its rapprochement with the West. The European Union has sanctioned 5 Israeli individuals and 3 entities. The measures follow serious and systematic human rights abuses against Palestinians in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. The sanctions include an asset freeze and travel bans to EU countries. Some of these entities have already been sanctioned by the US. A shooting near a mosque in Oman killed at least 4 and left several others injured. The attack took place during a major religious event for Shia Muslims in the Wadi al-Kabir district in the Governorate of Oman's capital, Muscat. The attack marks a rare breach of security in one of the most stable countries in West Asia. 4 Indian soldiers, including a major rank official, have been killed in an encounter with terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. 5 soldiers were injured in a gun battle in Jammu's Doda district. The exchange of heavy fire lasted for about 13 minutes. The encounter took place after the Indian Army and the Jammu and Kashmir police launched a joint operation in the area to search for terrorists. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan-linked suicide bombers attacked an army base in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. The attack has reportedly claimed the lives of at least 12 Pakistani soldiers. Reports suggest that 8 civilians were also killed during the pre-dawn attack. A group named Jaish-e-Fursan-e-Mohammed has claimed responsibility for the attack. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is in Mauritius for a 2-day trip. The visit is aimed at boosting the ties between the two countries. Jaishankar is scheduled to meet the Prime Minister of Mauritius, Pravind Jugnauth. Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has vowed to clean up corruption in her country. This was after information about her former staffer came to the fore. Hasina revealed that a man who worked in her house had amassed a $34 million fortune and only traveled by helicopter. She said she took immediate action after finding out about him. Bangladesh's main opposition, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, has accused Hasina's administration of endemic corruption. Meanwhile, demonstrations against the quota system in Bangladesh turned violent yesterday, leaving over 400 people injured. Students are protesting against quotas in Bangladeshi government jobs. The protesters have been holding demonstrations almost daily. Yesterday, the protesters claimed that they were attacked by student activists from Bangladesh's ruling party, the Awami League. These protests mark the first significant stir that Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is facing in her 4th straight term in office. Rwandan President Paul Kagame is all set for a fourth term in office. The 66-year-old won over 99% of the votes in yesterday's election. Kagame had won the 2017 election with about 99% of the votes as well. He is credited with rebuilding Rwanda after the 1994 genocide. In climate news, a tornado struck Chicago City yesterday. The severe weather conditions disrupted flight operations at O'Hare International Airport, leaving hundreds of travelers stranded. The storm uprooted trees and damaged infrastructure around the airport. At least 35 people died in eastern Afghanistan after a storm hit the region. According to Taliban officials, dozens were injured in the Nangarhar province. The storm lashed the area with heavy rain and strong winds. Meanwhile, eastern China is also bracing for stormy weather. Warnings have been issued for thunderstorms and flash floods in Beijing and nearby areas. Train lines in Beijing have been temporarily shut in the wake of the severe weather. Residents of Ukraine's Lviv city are experiencing unusually hot weather. Temperatures have hit the 30 degrees Celsius mark in the last few days. This comes as the country is facing an electricity shortage. Russian missile attacks have destroyed much of Ukraine's electricity generation capacity. Wildfires have burned over 30,000 acres of land in Southern California. Several fires broke out in the Kern and San Luis Obispo counties due to dry weather over the weekend. Over 1,000 people had to be evacuated to safety. Denmark's capital, Copenhagen, has rolled out a new reward scheme for its visitors. Tourists will get free food and drinks for completing climate-friendly tasks around the city. The tasks include activities like litter picking and using public transport. According to experts from Cairo University, Egypt's urbanization has led to a loss of widespread green spaces. This has consequently led to the rise of temperatures in the region. According to Global Forest Watch, Egypt has lost around 1.8 kilo-hectares of tree cover since the year 2000. According to a study published in a British Nature journal, the climate crisis is making days longer. The mass melting of polar ice is reshaping the planet. The melting is affecting the motion in which the Earth revolves, affecting the length of days. On to business and tech news. The stocks of iPhone maker Apple touched a record high yesterday. The share price rose by 2.5% to cross the $237 mark. This was after market analysts endorsed Apple as a top pick for investors. Analysts cited Apple's recent move to add artificial intelligence to its iPhone and other devices. Morgan Stanley said that adding AI will boost iPhone and iPad shipments going forward. The Polish consumer protection watchdog has fined American fintech firm PayPal over $27 million. PayPal has been accused of using ambiguous language in its contract with its users. The Consumer Protection Agency says that PayPal didn't clearly explain in their terms which actions could lead to fines. This has made it hard for users to understand what actions are prohibited and what penalties they could face. A British financial regulator has said that it is looking into the rising use of digital wallets by big tech firms. This includes platforms like Apple Pay, Google Pay, and PayPal. The regulator says it wants to assess the impact of these wallets on consumers. It wants to ensure that users have sufficient options for online payments. The American entertainment giant Walt Disney has been hit by a cyber attack. A hacker group has reportedly stolen data from the firm's internal messaging system and leaked it online. The data includes ad campaign plans, unreleased projects, and the details of job applicants. Disney says that it is investigating the matter. The Russian cybersecurity firm Kaspersky Labs plans to exit the US. The firm says it will start winding down its US operations from the end of this week. This comes months after the Biden administration announced plans to bar products from Kaspersky Labs in the US. The US government said that the firm poses security risks due to its link with Russia. French information technology firm Atos has secured funding of over $1.8 billion. The funds have been arranged from a group of banks and bondholders. Atos says it will use the money to restructure its old debt. The French IT services provider has been struggling under heavy debt. Atos says that the new funding will help them operate their business until the debt restructuring plan is concluded. French oil giant Total Energies has launched a joint venture with British power firm SSE. They will work on charging infrastructure for electric vehicles in the UK and Ireland. The joint venture aims to deploy up to 3,000 charging points in the two countries over the next 5 years. Total Energies and SSE aim to capture 20% of the EV charging market. The American department store Macy's has ended acquisition talks with an investor group. It was led by investment firms Ark House Management and Brigade Capital. They had offered nearly $7 billion to acquire the department store. However, Macy's says that the offer did not provide them compelling value. Banking giant Goldman Sachs more than doubled its profits in the second quarter of this year. The firm earned over $3 billion in profit between April and June. Strong growth in global banking division and wealth management unit helped boost Goldman's earnings. U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has said that they have made progress on inflation. Speaking at the Economic Club of Washington, Powell noted that easing consumer prices in the second quarter has given them some confidence. Powell's comments are seen as an indication that the U.S. Central Bank may soon lower interest rates. Moving to sports, we start with cricket. Pakistan's Cricket Board, or the PCB, has decided to cut the duration of central contracts for players. It said that it will reduce them from 3 years to just 1. However, the board will not be reducing payments for the cricketers. Additionally, players will also have to undergo a fitness test every 3 months. The PCB is aiming to overhaul its existing policies after Pakistan's T20 World Cup debacle. A police complaint has been filed against Yuvraj Singh, Harbhajan Singh and Suresh Raina. The former Indian cricketers are accused of ridiculing people with disabilities. In an Instagram video, all three of them were pretending to limp to a viral song. Harbhajan Singh has issued an apology online and he deleted the video after the complaint. In football, Real Madrid are set to officially present French captain Kylian Mbappe today. The unveiling ceremony will be held at Real Madrid's home ground, the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. The event is expected to fetch at least 80,000 fans. Kylian Mbappe moved to Real from PSG in what is touted as the biggest free transfer in football history. Germany's Thomas Müller has announced his retirement from international football. This comes after Germany failed to win the Euros at home. Müller, in his 131 matches for his national side, has scored 45 goals. He was also part of the 2014 World Cup winning side. English Premier League club Chelsea have unveiled their kit for the 2024-25 season. Their blue jersey has been designed after taking inspiration from flames. It aims to deliver the notion that the hottest part of the flame turns blue. Over the vibrant blue kit is a graphic design that symbolizes the melting pot of cultures that London represents. England have shortlisted a few names who could become the potential managers of the national team in the future. Newcastle United manager Eddie Howe has emerged as the top contender for the role. Former Chelsea manager Mauricio Pochettino and the former England international Steven Gerrard could also garner interest from the club. Gareth Southgate, who currently coaches the Three Lions, hasn't finalised his resignation. After England's loss at the Euro finals at the hands of Spain, Southgate said he would need days rather than weeks to arrive at a decision. The head of the Colombian Football Federation, Ramon Jesurun, and his son have been arrested in Miami. The two of them are accused of fighting with security guards at the stadium where the Copa America final match was held. The father-son duo allegedly fought with the security at one of the stadium's tunnels used for the media. The incident occurred after the match between Argentina and Colombia. Jesurun and his son got into a fight while trying to enter the pitch to participate in the awards ceremony. In tennis, 22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal was back in action for the first time since his French Open elimination. He teamed up with Norway's Casper Ruud to secure a round 16 victory at the Sweden Open men's doubles. Nadal and Ruud won 6-1, 6-4 against second seeds Guido Andreozzi of Argentina and Miguel Reyes Varela of Mexico. Chinese swimmers will have to undergo Chinese swimmers will have to undergo increased number of drug testings before the Paris Olympics begin. This was revealed by the World Aquatics Federation. While swimmers from other nations will face the doping test 4 times, athletes from China will be tested at least 8 times. 11 of the swimmers in the Chinese team were previously involved in a doping row during the Tokyo Olympics. However, they were spared after they said that they inadvertently consumed banned substances. The draw for the Paris Olympics badminton men's doubles has been announced. Ace Indian shuttlers Chirag Shetty and Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy were clubbed in Group C. World champions Kang Min-hyuk and Seo Seung-jae of South Korea are placed in Group B. The Olympic badminton tournament will take place between July 27th and August 5th. In entertainment news, the hype around the 5th season of Stranger Things is growing with every passing day. The makers of the hit Netflix show have now released a behind-the-scenes clip from the upcoming season. The teaser video is from the shooting scenes at the show's iconic Hawkins High School. Timothée Chalamet has been roped in to star in a film about a ping pong champion. The film is titled Marty Supreme. It's the story of a professional ping pong player named Marty Reisman. Chalamet will also produce the film. Stephen Ouyang has joined the cast of Mission Impossible 8. This is along with actors Ouyang, Holt McElhaney, Janet McTeer and Nick Offerman. They'll also make their debut. The plot details have been kept under wraps. The film is a follow-up of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning that came out in 2023. Jodie Turner-Smith has joined an upcoming spy drama series called The Agency. She will play the lead role in the series. The show follows the life of an intelligence official who leaves undercover life and returns to London. Halle Berry has bid adieu to Ryan Murphy's legal drama series All's Fair. She decided to exit the upcoming show, reportedly due to scheduling conflicts. The show is about an all-female law firm in Los Angeles. The trailer of the upcoming film Lee, starring Kate Winslet, has been released. The actor is seen in a raw and rugged avatar as a war photographer. The story is based on a real-life American war correspondent called Lee Miller. The film will release on the 13th of September. The makers of Honora have released its first trailer. The film is a love story between a sex worker and the son of a Russian oligarch. It features Mikey Madison and Mark Eidelstein. It will release on the 18th of October. Greta Gerwig will receive the Will Rogers Pioneer of the Year award. With this, she will become the second female director to get this honor after Elizabeth Banks. She will be felicitated in September this year. South Korean singer Rain held a music concert in Hong Kong. He performed at the Asia World Expo as part of his 2024 Rain Tour. The singer set the stage on fire with his hit songs like Rainism and Love Song. American fitness influencer Richard Simmons' cause of death is under investigation. Medical officials said that the cause of his death has been deferred, which means additional tests are needed to find the reason. He died last week.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
As the world warms, nature's sentinels will rise. As a billion hands will dig deep to write a new future for our planet.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can we expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alice Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
We start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital.